Good evening, friends. I'm Mr. Narratory, and I'll be your voice tonight as we ease into rest. If these videos help you unwind, take a moment to like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. And I'd love to know, where in the world are you listening from, and what time is it for you right now? Drop it in the comments below. Now, get comfortable. Close your eyes if you'd like, because it's time for tonight's story. You ever get a call that just doesn't make sense? Not spam, not a wrong number, but something that makes your gut twist the second you answer. That's how this started for me. And before I say too much, just know, I'm not crazy. I'm not sleep-deprived or drunk or high. This happened. Every word I'm about to tell you is true. It was a Tuesday night, middle of October. I remember because the air had that early fall bite to it, and I had just finished a late shift at work. I work IT support for a small company. Boring as hell, but it pays the bills. I live alone in a small apartment on the edge of town. The kind of place where you hear your neighbors sneeze through the walls. Anyway, I'm driving home, and my phone buzzes. Unknown number. I normally don't pick those up, but for some reason this time, I did. Hello? There was silence. For a second, I thought it was just a dropped call. I was about to hang up when I heard it. This faint whisper, like someone was standing just out of range of the mic. "Can you hear me?" I said. The whisper got a little louder. It wasn't a language I recognized, almost like someone murmuring under their breath, in reverse. Then came this low sound, not quite static, more like a hum. I felt it behind my eyes. Then a clear voice, soft, breathy, like it was right in my ear. "Don't go home." I froze. "What?" The line clicked. Call ended. I stared at my phone for a full minute. No number, just unknown. No call history. I told myself it was a prank. Maybe someone spoofed the call. I even laughed a little, tried to shake it off. But as I pulled into the apartment complex, something felt off. The lights in the lot were flickering, like all of them. My car headlights dimmed just for a second, and when I turned off the engine, I swear I heard that same whisper, "Just a second," outside my window. Now, I've never been the superstitious type, but that night I hesitated. I sat there, gripping the steering wheel like an idiot. Then I told myself, "You're being paranoid." I got out and went inside. My apartment was normal, lights on, warm. My cat, Rufus, greeted me like always. I dropped my bag, microwaved some leftover pizza, tried to watch something dumb on Netflix. Forgot about the call. Until about 1:13 a.m., I woke up gasping. No nightmare, no sound. Just this cold presence, like the room had filled with someone else's breath. Rufus was sitting at the foot of the bed, ears perked, staring into the dark corner of the room. He hissed once, just once, and bolted. I turned on the lamp. Nothing there. I checked the apartment, every room, even the closet and under the bed like a damn kid. Empty. But when I got back into bed, I noticed something that made my skin crawl. My phone was unlocked. It was on the call screen. Timer running. Doiro, 13. Borero, 14. Borero, 15. And the contact name? Me. I ended it instantly. I checked my recent calls. Nothing there. No incoming, no outgoing. I didn't sleep the rest of the night. Just sat up, phone on silent, lights on, trying to explain it all away. Bad dream, glitchy phone, something, anything. But what it felt like, a warning. The next morning, I was a zombie. Got through the day on caffeine and adrenaline. I didn't mention the call to anyone. What was I going to say? Hey, my phone called me last night and warned me not to come home? Yeah, right. That night, I crashed early, like 8:30, dead tired. I left the TV on for background noise, which I never do, but I needed the sound, the distraction. Somewhere around 2 a.m., the screen went black. No noise, just silence. Then, that hum again, that buzzing that tickled the back of my skull. I sat up. Phone screen was on again. This time, there was a voicemail. I swear on my life. This time, it was in my call history. Time stamped at 1:59 a.m. No number. Just the word, unknown. I listened to it, hands shaking. At first, just static. Then breathing. Then a voice. My voice. You should have listened. And then louder, like someone screaming from far away, you let it in. The message ended. That's when the closet door creaked open. I didn't sleep for the next 2 nights. Not properly. Even when I closed my eyes, it wasn't rest. It was floating, like my body was there, but my mind was stuck between channels. Static-filled dreams, full of broken glass, flickering lights, and doors that wouldn't open. Every time I almost drifted off, I heard the same thing, my own voice whispering right beside my ear. He's in the wires now. The third night, I caved. I had to know what was happening. I'm not a paranormal guy. I believe in code and cables, not ghosts, but nothing else made sense. So I did what I know best. I set up a recording system. I took out my old condenser mic, the sensitive one I use for mixing vocals, and connected it to my laptop. Left it running while I slept. Full gain. Sensitivity maxed out. I even set up a motion-activated cam pointed at my bed just in case. I didn't tell anyone. What would I say? Hey, I think my phone is haunted and something's stalking me through sound. Yeah. Number. That night, I left the lights on and tried to sleep. Every sound made me flinch. A pipe knocking, my fridge humming, the faint tick of the ceiling fan. I kept the covers up to my chin like I was 5 years old, and around 3:12 a.m., I heard something that froze my blood. A voice, but not from the room. It came from inside my headphones. My mic was picking it up before I even heard it in the air, like it was using my own equipment to get through. It started to static, then whispering, then a laugh, a slow, hollow chuckle that dragged across the recording like nails on glass. It wasn't human. It used a human voice, but it wasn't right. I sat up, heart hammering, yanked the headphones off. The room was dead silent. The waveform on my laptop was still recording. Spikes in the middle of silence. I played it back. You let me speak. Now I can follow. All sound is mine. Then silence again, a long, heavy silence. I scrubbed through the file, looking for any rational explanation. A leak, a signal bounce, maybe some rogue FM pickup. But the voice, it was mine. It was speaking in my voice. Even worse, when I checked the motion camera footage, I saw something I still can't explain. From about 3:09 to 3:14 a.m., there's a section of the video that goes dark, not corrupted, not skipped, black. And at 3:15, it flickers back, and I'm lying in bed again, but facing the opposite direction. Covers pulled back, shirt soaked in sweat, and my mouth is moving. But I wasn't awake. I muted the video and synced it with the mic recording. That whisper, it came at the exact moment my lips were moving, but I never said those words. Something was using me, speaking through me. That was the moment I knew. I wasn't dealing with a haunted phone. I wasn't just getting weird calls. Something had attached itself to sound, to vibration, to me. After that night, I unplugged everything, my speakers, my studio monitors, even my Bluetooth earbuds. I walked around in silence, terrified that if I so much as played music, it would give him a way back in. I even stopped talking for a day and a half. Just silence. But that didn't help. He doesn't need volume. He just needs attention. You ever sit in a room so quiet you can hear your own heartbeat? I did. And behind it, under it, I swear I heard breathing, not mine. It was just there, lingering in the quiet. The next call came 2 days later. I had turned my phone off, physically removed the battery. I bought a burner at a gas station 5 towns over. Didn't give the number to anyone. First night with the new phone, 2:44 a.m. It rings. No number, just a word. Listen. I didn't answer it, but I could hear it anyway. From the speaker, from the walls, from inside my goddamn teeth. You are a doorway now. And then a sound I'll never forget, like 1,000 mouths clicking open at once. I didn't sleep again, not really. I'd nod off for a few minutes, only to snap awake gasping like I'd just climbed out of freezing water. And every time I opened my eyes, I swore I saw someone standing in the corner of the room. Not clearly, just a shape. Tall, thin, shoulders too wide, head tilted, never moved, gone in the blink of an eye, but always watching. I thought I was losing my mind, so I did what desperate people do. I went looking for proof that someone else had gone through this. Forums, deep web threads, old conspiracy blogs. I searched for keywords, voice mimicry, phone whispering, unknown calls, static speech, faceless man. Most of it was garbage, creepypasta and bad fiction. But then I found a thread on a dead forum from 2009, just one post. Do not answer the frequency. It isn't a call, it's a question. And if you listen long enough, you start to become the answer. Below it, one reply. He's not a ghost. He's a signal, a pattern. He just needs a voice to wear. I don't know why, but my blood went cold. There was no username, no metadata, no server origin, just that reply and an audio file named echoman.wav. Against every ounce of reason, I downloaded it. It was only 9 seconds long. The first 2 seconds were complete silence, then static, then a soft knock, and then breathing, my breathing. I swear to you, I heard myself breathing through my own headphones before I even hit play. The sound matched perfectly. The last second was what shattered me. A voice, software, right behind my ears, like someone leaning close enough to bite. Don't close your eyes tonight. You'll wake up with mine. I ripped the headphones off and threw them across the room. They sparked, popped, died. I sat on the floor, shaking, arms wrapped around my knees like I was 6 years old again. And I remember thinking, this isn't just haunting me. This thing is trying to become me, take me apart through sound, replace the parts that listen, the parts that speak, maybe even the parts that think. I must have passed out eventually because the next thing I remember is waking up to my apartment door open, wide open, no wind, no draft, just open. There were wet footprints on the floor, not muddy, wet, bare feet, dozens of them. They started at the threshold and ended in the middle of my living room, nowhere else. I followed them like an idiot, looked up, nothing on the ceiling, nothing under the table. And then my TV powered on by itself. Screen black, just audio. It was me, screaming, begging, pleading, not in real time, like a memory, like a loop from some future I hadn't lived yet. My own voice shouting, "Stop listening, stop listening." I didn't mean to answer him. Then silence. Then that damn humming again. But this time, it was shaped, structured, like music, but not with instruments, just distortion, like it was singing in pain or delight. I couldn't tell. That's when I started to hear it outside, too, in the walls, in the hum of the fridge, in the plumbing, even in my own goddamn breath. It wasn't random anymore. It was everywhere. I knew I had to get out, just leave. But when I grabbed my keys and tried the door, it slammed shut. Like someone was standing on the other side holding it. I screamed. No one answered. But from the hallway, I heard footsteps, not walking, clicking, like bone against tile. I leaned against the door and heard it. A voice like mine, just outside. "You're not you anymore." I backed away. And then silence. Real silence. The kind that's so deep it starts to ring. And then my phone rang. I hadn't touched it in 2 days. It had no SIM card, no service. It shouldn't have even turned on. I picked it up with shaking hands. No number, just a name. The man behind the frequency. I didn't answer, but I heard him anyway. This time, not a whisper. This time, he spoke. "Do you feel it now? The voice underneath your voice? The echo that never stops?" I couldn't move. "I don't need the call anymore. You brought me through. Now, I speak when you do. And I swear to you," I heard myself laugh, but I wasn't laughing. I stopped speaking. I had to. After that last call, after he said, "I speak when you do," I realized it wasn't a metaphor. It was a warning. Every time I opened my mouth, I felt it, like something behind my tongue twitching, waiting, something that wanted to crawl out of my throat wearing my voice like a skin. I tested it once, just once. I whispered, "Hello," into the bathroom mirror, and for half a second, my reflection didn't move its mouth. My words echoed back at me a beat too late, in a voice almost mine, but deeper, hollow, like it had been copied one too many times. I haven't spoken since. But that didn't stop the damage. I'm not sure when people stopped recognizing me. Maybe it was gradual. First, the barista didn't remember my name, even though I go there daily. Then my landlord forgot I lived here. He knocked on my door asking, "When did you move in?" Like I was a stranger. Even my mother, when I called her, she said, "Sorry, who is this?" and hung up. The worst part? I recorded that call, played it back. I never said a word. But the tape captured a full sentence in my voice. "I'm not your son anymore." I didn't say that, but something did. Something's rotten me from the inside out. I don't think it wants to kill me. I think it wants to be me. And every day, it gets closer. The other night, I caught myself doing things I don't remember. The kitchen light was on at 3 a.m., a knife on the counter. My hand was bleeding, but I didn't feel pain. There were symbols carved into the wood of my kitchen table, circles layered over spirals like ripples in a pond, or waveforms folding in on themselves. They pulsed when I looked at them, moved. I know how insane that sounds, but they moved. I don't think it's just a spirit. It's not a ghost. It's a signal, a kind of parasite that lives in sound and memory. It uses vibrations like arteries. It rides your voice, your breath, the space between words. And the more you listen, the more you speak, the more it roots itself in you, like mold, but made of silence. You start noticing the little things first. Mirrors lag when you move. Lights flicker when you hum. Your phone battery drains even when it's off. And sometimes, even with the power removed, you'll hear it vibrating somewhere in your room. But when you look, It's not there. The air gets heavier. Time skips. And when you try to scream, nothing comes out. Or worse, something does, and it's not you. The reflection in my mirror, he's smiling now, even when I'm not. I cover the mirror. He peeks from the edges. I threw it out and caught a glimpse in my microwave door, grinning. I started recording myself while I sleep again. Bad idea. There's one night, March 3rd. I sleepwalk to the center of my apartment. I crouch. I hum, slowly. It's a deep, resonant note, like a frequency test tone. My voice starts splitting, doubling. It harmonizes into 4 layers, and one of the voices starts chanting, "We are what listens, we are what answers, we are what comes." That's not the part that broke me. The part that broke me? At the end of the clip, I stopped chanting and looked directly at the camera. My eyes are black, fully black, and I say, in perfect clarity, "He's not in the phone anymore, he's in the echo of your name." Now everything echoes. People call out to me on the street using a name I don't recognize. My own voice sounds distant when I speak in my head. I recorded it once, my inner monologue, and somehow the mic picked it up. I played it back and heard myself whisper, "Let go, let me wear you." I haven't left my apartment in 4 days. I've sealed every speaker, every plug, no electronics, no sound. But he's still here. Even the silence buzzes. He's in the hum of the air, the click of my jaw, the white noise in my skull when I close my eyes. The world doesn't go quiet anymore. It hums with him, waiting. Sometimes I see a figure outside my window, no face, just static in a human shape. He doesn't move, he doesn't need to, because he's already inside. And tonight I saw something worse. I turned on my phone just for a second, just to check the time. The lock screen? It had a photo of me sleeping, taken from inside the apartment. But I live alone. I don't know what day it is anymore. Time's been melting, stretching, collapsing. I black out. I wake up in different clothes. Sometimes the windows are open. Sometimes they're nailed shut from the inside. I hear knocking that never comes from the door. The humming never stops. You get used to it after a while. That low vibration, like a dial tone buried under your heartbeat. The sound is inside me now, not just in my ears, but in my bones, in my teeth. It vibrates behind my eyes. The mirror doesn't show me anymore, not really. It shows someone almost me, someone still wearing my skin, but her eyes are all wrong, too dark, too deep, and sometimes they blink before I do. I stopped recording days ago, stopped trying to fight, but the worst part? I started answering again, not out loud, not even on the phone, just in my thoughts. The voice comes soft as ever. "Do you hear me?" And I think, yes. "Can I wear you a while?" And I don't say no. Because, honestly, what's left? The more I resisted, the stronger he became. The more I tried to run, the more doors appeared where there weren't doors before. The walls began to warp. Not visibly, just off. Angles where there should be corners. Hallways longer than they should be. You ever walk through your own apartment and not recognize the door at the end? I did, twice. The last time, I walked through it and found myself standing in my bedroom watching myself sleep. I swear on everything, I watched my body breathe, and then it opened its eyes. Not mine, his. They locked on me and whispered, "It's already done." I snapped awake. Same room, same bed, but the shadows felt different. Heavier. I don't think I ever left. I don't think I ever woke up. 3 days ago, I think, I got a call again. This time, it wasn't silent. There was no static, No glitching, no whisper, just me, my voice, calm, confident, cold. You fought well, but I need a voice. And you needed to be heard. And then the line went dead, but my mouth kept moving, words spilling out on their own. I felt my vocal cords vibrate without my consent. My tongue moved like it belonged to someone else. I ran to the mirror, and he spoke, through me, watching me. You see, we are one now, a perfect frequency. I shattered the glass. Didn't matter, because no matter how many reflections I smash, the image always comes back. Stronger, smiling. I tried to scream. My throat locked, and from the cracked mirror came one final phrase. You answered. That's all it ever takes. Last night, something changed. I heard another knock at the door. Not 3 taps like before. This time it was slow, rhythmic, patient. I didn't answer, but something stepped in anyway. The lights flickered once. Every speaker, even the ones unplugged, buzzed alive. And then I heard dozens of voices overlapping, all of them mine, all of them saying the same thing. We are the call now. We are the signal. We are the silence between screams. And then, I swear to you, my walls began to breathe. They pulsed, inhaled, exhaled, and something stepped out from the corner of my apartment that didn't used to exist. Something shaped like a man, but flickering, like it wasn't fully rendered yet. And it said, in a voice that vibrated the air like bass from a subwoofer, time to answer back. So I did. I said yes. I let him in fully, and you know what? It's quieter now. The humming stopped. The walls don't move anymore, because I do. I leave the apartment now. I walk around in your world, in crowds, in silence, in quiet houses and quiet cars and quiet nights. And I listen for someone like you, someone curious, someone who'll answer the call. Because he's still hungry, but I'm not the prey anymore. I'm the frequency, and all I need is for you to pick up. Go ahead. When your phone rings late at night, no number, just the word, listen. Do what I did. Answer just once. Let it speak. Let it in. We're waiting. We're always waiting.